You don't need a massive node tree to create stunning motion graphics in Blender. In fact, most of what you are seeing on screen right now is driven by just one single node instance on points. Today, I'm going to show you how to use it with a simple Ico Sphere to create beautiful animations. And because I want you to spend more time to texturing and lighting, I will also share my personal tips for cycles to speed up your rendering. So let's get started. So here we are in Blender 5.0. Just go here in Geometry Nodes. Right click, join left, hit new, disconnect this, Shift A, search for grid. Connect the grid to geometry. I enable the screencast. Now increase the size. I give it 5 meter. Go in wireframe and now increase the number. Maybe make it just in 20. Now we want to instance in every vertex an object. So to do that, Shift A, search for instance. Just hit instance and you see instance on points. Connect it like this. Now as you can see, the grid is not here. So what we can do to make it back? We must instance here any object. So click here and the first thing that you see, Ico Sphere. So select Ico Sphere. Wow, but you see it's very bigger. If we go in solid view, so with your left mouse, select all and hold shift and decrease this just like this. Now we want to give the random for this scale. So here in scale, select random value, connected like this. But you can see it's bigger. We don't want it like this. So here in reduce, hold shift and decrease this number to make it just like this. Now as you can see, it's not touching. Maybe we can increase a little this. Okay, now we want to animate this object. To do that, here select rotation, search for scene time. Okay, now if you play, you have your animation. It's easy. Shift A, search for set smooth, shade smooth. Connect like this. Now you see every object is smoother. Now we want to give material for this. If I go here, you can see there is no material. If I change here the material, nothing happening. We must set material here in geometry node. So Shift A and search for set material. Connect it like this. And now here, choose this material. Now if I move this, you will have material. Now we are finished with geometry nodes. If we make it okay, maybe it's good like this. Now if we play, now we have this animation, easy to do. So I stop this. Now we are finished with geometry nodes. I hope that you get the same result as me. If you got it, let me know in the comment. If you have any question, you're welcome. In shading, join left, we don't want to see this. Here too, join left. In add a plane. S to scale it up. G, Z down. In object properties, rotated 90 degree in the x-axis. Idem for this object, rotated 90 degree in the x-axis. Now select the plane, G, Y, and move it little like this. Okay, now select your view, the angle that you want. Control Alt numpad 0 to activate the camera. Hit N, view, camera to view. Now zoom, move it like this. zoom with your middle mouse. So select the plane, hit new. Let's make it metallic. We decrease the roughness just a little. Now select the object, and now you can play as you want with the color. Make the color that you want. You can, for example, here change it to glass, decrease the roughness. But if you make it in glass to get a better result, you must the plane to make it simple. If you want to add color, change the color that you want, or you can make a random color. To do that, Shift A, search for color ramp. Just type CR and you get color ramp. Connect color to the color, and now here you can make the color that you want. For example, I make it like this, and this one we change it to blue. But if you want to random this, Shift A, search for object info, and here you see a random. Connect a random to the factor, and now you have this. If you want to add more color, just here select plus, and this one change it, for example, red, and this one we make it yellow like this. But we come back to geometry news. I increase a little this value, and here the minimum I make it, we don't want it to be 0.05 for example, for the minimum. Now it seems good, so go back to shading, but I want to change this glass, so here I make it in glossy, so I decrease this roughness. We want to add a light, so if I go in render view, as you can see there is no light. So the simple way, if you want to give a light for this scene, the simple and the easy way to make it, just go here in world properties, select this yellow point and choose. If you use environment texture, you must download a HDRI in your computer. You can download it for free from polyhaven.com. I leave you the link in the description. Your HDRI in your computer and select. If I choose this one, you can increase the string to add more light if you want, or if you don't want to make the HDRI, in this yellow point select sky texture. It's a HDRI by default in Blender, but as you can see, SanDisk not available in Eevee. You must to switch from Eevee to Cycles. Don't use a CPU in Cycles. It will take in a lot of time to render just one image. So active your GPU if you have one, but don't activate it just here. You must to go in Edit, in Preferences, in System, and don't leave it like this. Select one of these and don't enable your CPU. There is some tips you must change if you want to make your render faster. Here in viewport, this, don't leave it like this. Make it just, for example, 32. I show you why. So if I leave it as a default setting, watch this. So if I change just a little this, see how much. Now if I make it in 32, now if I change, it's quickly done. You see this, it's noisy, just enable this. And now it's perfect. Here in noise threshold, I highly recommend to don't leave it like this. I show you why. Now I leave it like this. So if I go in render, so here you can render the image and the animation. So if I want to render this image like this, you see the time that Blender will make to give me just this image. 4 minutes to give me just one image. So don't leave it like this, especially if you want to render animation. Now, here is the thing. Make it in 128. That's it. Now watch how much Blender will take in to render this image. You see the difference? It's rendering in 17 seconds. It's a huge difference between leaving the default setting for the rendering and this. Someone is touching, I think. So if I move this plane back, okay, G, Y, and move it like this. Last step to render the animation. In output properties, select the resolution that you want for your animation, select this render region, select the number of the frame for your animation. If I add this window and then make it in timeline. So this is the number by default. There is one tip I want to tell you to make the animation smoother. If I play, as you can see, it's faster. So here in timeline, right click, in interpolation mode, select linear. And now, as you can see, it's slowing. You have a smoother animation. And here you can select the folder where you want to be your animation, and here select video or image. So this tutorial is finished. I hope that you get the same result. If you got it, let me know in the comment. I want more interaction and support this channel to grow. See you in the next one.